Hello campers, Merry Christmas. Welcome back to our Christmas book club. I'm Lizzie and today I'll be reading chapter 7 of our Christmas book, The Night I Met Father Christmas. Let's see what happens next. Chapter 7. "Ah," said Father Christmas. He glanced at his watch and then at his sack of presents. I think we might have to pick this up another time." "What?" I asked, horrified at the interruption. "But what happens next?" "A lot of things," said Father Christmas, "and that's why it's such a good story." But, I said, searching for any reason to make him stay. "You said you were ahead of schedule." "I was, and now I'm not," said Father Christmas, rising from the footstool where he had been sitting, "and this tale is much too good to rush." "Ow! Is everything all right?" I asked, suspecting that it probably wasn't. "My ankle," he said, hopping around on one leg. "Ah!" I remembered when my father had twisted his ankle during the parents' egg and spoon race at my last sports day. "Take off your boot," I said, and raced to the kitchen, grabbed a bag of frozen peas and raced back again. Father Christmas gave a sharp intake of breath as I wrapped the peas around what I have to tell you was a rather sweaty sock. "Ow," he said, "that's freezing." "Sorry," I said, feeling like this was all my fault, "but I promise this will make the swelling go down." "This is bad," said Father Christmas. "This is very bad. How am I going to deliver my presents?" "Can I help?" I asked. "How?" asked Father Christmas. "I could carry you." There was a pause while Father Christmas considered what I can only describe as a limited range of options. "Let's try it," he said, shouldering his sack of presents. I lifted him onto the chair and he clambered onto my back. I did my best to stand, but the sack was much too heavy and I had to plonk him down again before I toppled over backwards. "It's no good," he said. "This is never going to work." "Wait," I said. "What if you sit on my shoulders and balance the sack on my head?" There was another pause. "That," said Father Christmas, nodding slowly, "might be a very good idea indeed." Seconds later, we were on the roof. There, standing in the moonlight, was the largest sleigh I had ever seen in my life. It was the size of a lorry and half buried under a landslide of presents. Harnessed in front of it were 9 enormous reindeer, pawing the ground, breathing out huge clouds of steamy breath and shaking their antlers so that the large bells around their necks rang out in the night. Father Christmas led me straight to the leader of the pack, an enormous grey-brown beast with a very runny pinkish nose. I knew at once that this must be Rudolph. "Here he is," said Father Christmas, feeding Rudolph the carrot, "my secret weapon." "Because of his shiny nose?" I asked breathlessly, partly in wonder and partly because I had carried Father Christmas up 4 flights of stairs. "Not really," said Father Christmas, passing the carrot round to all the other reindeer so they could all have a nibble. "In fact, that's a major drawback. He's always got a cold and passes his germs on to the other reindeer. No, he's my secret weapon because he can fly." "He can hear as well," said Rudolph matter-of-factly. "Sorry, Rudolph," said Father Christmas. "Apology accepted," said Rudolph. "Although, for your information, it's not a cold, it's flu. I've got the shivers and my joints ache. Who's this?" "This is Jackson. He's going to help me on my rounds tonight." "Is that a good idea?" said Rudolph. "No one ever comes with us." "He has to," says Father Christmas. "I twisted my ankle and without him I can't deliver the presents." "And Father Christmas is telling me a story," I said proudly. "It's about Torville the elf." "Ah, then he must have told you about how we met," said Rudolph. "Shh, shh, shh," said Father Christmas. "You'll spoil it." Anyway, as I was saying, Rudolph is my secret weapon because he can fly. Without him, we'd never get off the ground. Now, let's get going. We've got a lot of places still to visit. I helped Father Christmas onto the seat of the sleigh, then clambered up beside him. I pulled a bearskin rug over our knees, and Father Christmas took up the reins. "Yah!" he cried. "Yah!" "Come on, guys," called Rudolph to the other reindeer, swallowing hard. "Let's do this." As one, the 9 reindeer leaned into their harnesses and dragged us in a wide circle until we were facing the edge of the roof. "Hang on tight," whispered Father Christmas. "Here we go," called Rudolph. 3, 2, 1, charge! The reindeer strained as they took the full weight of the sleigh. For a brief moment, it felt as if it might be too much for them. Then, all of a sudden, we lurched forward and began to rapidly accelerate. If you have ever been in a plane when it takes off, it was a little bit like that, except we weren't wearing seatbelts and no one had shown us the emergency exits. I was expecting us to lift off high into the night sky, but the instant we cleared the edge, we toppled downwards, dropping like a stone, and it was only when I thought we were bound to crash that the sleigh began to heave and creak and we surged back up again. We rammed into the large of a large tree, scattering snow and pine needles, and soon the lights of the city were spread out before us. We were flying. Sorry about that, said Father Christmas. My fault. If they have too long a break, they start to lose the knack. Where are we going? I asked. Africa, said Father Christmas. Do you know which direction that is? South? I asked. Exactly, said Father Christmas. 8,031 kilometres away to be precise. We should be there in 8 minutes and 17 seconds. Look, the Houses of Parliament. I looked to where he was pointing and instantly regretted it, because a split second we flew so close to the clock on Big Ben that I nearly jumped out my seat. "Ya!" called Father Christmas. "Ya!" "Yes, we get it," shouted Rudolph. We plunged into a bank of cloud and I looked at Father Christmas in concern. "Don't worry," called Father Christmas. "Rudolph knows where he's going." A few minutes later, the stars reappeared and London became a fizzing web of yellow light far behind us. "Now we have a bit of time until we land, so where were we in our story?" he called. "Torval the elf," I said, battling against a gust of wind. "He's just hit a tree and been knocked out." "Impressive," said Father Christmas. "You really listened. Well, this is what happened next." And this, pretty much word for word, is what he told me. And that is the end of chapter 7. We'll have to wait until chapter 8 to hear the rest of Santa's story. Be sure to check in next time. Bye-bye.